Good morning, everyone. We are going to, today I think we're going to go through the bag and get the ranges on our clubs. Because I think today I might have time to go to the golf course today. And I think I want to try something today. In the winters, it's good to kind of have these practice rounds and just really dial some things in. And I think what I want to do today is more or less take a short tee shot, and then I'll end up with a longer approach shot than I'm usually gonna have, which will probably have me ending up with a chip. So yes, I'm going to probably try to get a round in where I'm not going for grain and regulation, and then really dial in the longer irons and really work on chipping on, put myself in a good position to chip on the green, and then try to get the one putts. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of pressure for the one putts, but I think you could probably score pretty well. I mean, that's not the goal, is to score well. The goal is to dial in those chips, those long irons. So we don't need max today, because what we're doing today, and we're not going to be so concerned on what we look like today. We're not going to work on that. So let's get all this over here. We're going to open up GS Pro. We don't need that either. So let's launch GS Pro. Let's go to the range. Let's hit these different clubs. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to like dial in the 58 and see what that range is. It's more of a field kind of club for me. But I am going to hit, we're going to hit 56 degree, 48, pitching wedge, 9 through 5, and the 3-iron. No, we're not going to do the 3-iron because I don't want to go through the screen. People are sleeping. And if I go through the screen, it's going to sound like a gunshot against that wall. So I think we'll go 56, 48, 9 through 5. And what I'll do when I'm trying to get the ranges for these is I want five good shots. With like, I would say like a maximum of like 8 tries. Because if I can't get it in 8 tries, then maybe it's just, not going to happen, and my average for that club is just flat out going to be lower. I have to take that consideration. So for example, if I'm hitting 5-iron really terribly, then I'll be able to take that poor hitting into consideration. But if I can hit it, get 5 good ones in there, we'll just move on. So 5 to 8, we're going to go through the bag. What I like to warm up with is like a wedge, pitching wedge, before we really get into this. And then we'll grab that 56 and then kind of go with it. So let's just do some warm-ups. Okay. Every now and then that happens. We'll get a read. Are we connected? Oh, you know what? We gotta push this button. Okay. Let's do this again. Okay. So many warm-ups it takes. A little thin there. We're nearly warmed up. Nearly warmed up. Okay, we are warmed up. Let's get this set up. I'm going to add each club. Actually add the clubs in here. When I'm doing these practice sessions, I normally don't go through here and do all this stuff. I just add a session and hit a bunch of golf balls. But on this one, we want to parse this out. So let's go through. All right. So wedge, they don't have a 48, so we are going to, or 56, I'm sure they have a 56, yeah, 56. All right, 56 stock shots. So on these, I don't really want to like try and manipulate speed and trajectory. I want to just kind of hit a stock shot, and it is what it is. The reason why I say that, as you go through, especially if you practice this much, the lofts and stuff, if you get them adjusted and the lie angles adjusted, and then you tweak your swing dramatically, your gapping in your clubs, they may not follow that well. So what happened with me is I was hitting a very high trajectory ball. So what that did is it kind of messed up the gapping between these like Callaway wedges, like the gap wedge, the 56 and whatnot, all the way through my 8-irons. So I had to get all my lofts adjusted for gapping, but I do swing a little different now since I've done that. So I'm really curious where these numbers are going to be, if they're too close, or if we're going to have a gap that's not, conducive to like having a good spread between the different clubs. So we're not trying to do anything specific. Just hit the ball. Not the best. Not the best. So that might have to be a throwaway. Let's see. Let's see how this is going to work out. I'm very close. What am I doing? So that's typical with these shorter wedges. I don't draw them. They just kind of hit them right. Because I'm in the out. We're not going to change anything. We're just going to see what we got. So I'm probably going to end up with some right shots on these. Because again, we're not trying to fix this. We're just trying to get 5 with each and see what we're dealing with. That was a pretty good one. Okay. Okay. Again, these little right shots are very normal. Very normal for me. You know what? Let's call it good there. and move on to the next club. Even though we had one that's not really the greatest shot, but it's not too far off typical, so we're gonna leave it in there. Now let's do the gap wedge, which in here we're gonna call it lob wedge. Grab this 48. Let's see what we have here. So what I'll do is, since I can change the camera angle, when I get all these numbers, I'll pull the numbers up on the big screen, and then we'll go through the numbers. So this is the 48. One of my favorite clubs in the bag, typically. Right on the money. I play this generally at 135 full. But I don't really hit this club full very often because I don't really end up in that range 135 for some reason. I usually end up at like 100 to 120. Okay. Really good shot. Love that one. Okay. Sweet. You know, it just feels good to hit really good ones like that. Feels really good. Okay, that's 4. We need one more of these. Oh, that's really left. Dang it. Okay, we're gonna leave that one in there because the carry, oh, the spin is really low, but the carry is still gonna be fine. Hit a little left there. All right, so now we're gonna do pitching wedge. Let's go to pitching wedge. So not only are we going to see our distances, but we can see a little bit of our dispersion. Hopefully with any luck, we'll hit like basically 5 decent ones like this with each club. It looks like right now we're kind of like 4 to 5. Pitching wedge. Okay. That was a weird swing. It came out super left. Very strange swing. As in, kind of flipped at it. Dang it, don't flip at it. So that one, yeah, I guess we'll just leave it in there. Let's not flip at it. So the anti-flip obviously goes a little right. That's 3. Is the brain that bad where I can't keep track of 5 shots? Okay. All right. That's 4. Okay. Looks like we are still on track for 4 to 5. Okay, let's grab this 9. iron, 9, add. Okay, let's grab the 9. Good. I think felt slow. Guess it wasn't. Wasn't bad. All right. Do another. Okay. Man, if I could take this to the golf course, this is inhuman for me. I am not this great of a golfer, guys. Promise you. Told you. Now we're getting some misses in there. Okay. Just not good. Just not good. Okay. We got one more of these 9s. So the 9 is a very uncomfortable club for me because I messed up ordering these. And I got this one with the smaller grip. All my others are kind of mid, and I think this is something else. I don't even know what this is. It's like a... Doesn't tell me. But it's smaller. Oh my God, there's a shank. Okay. So we don't love that. That's what we don't want. All right. Got to get back on my heels a little bit for me. Okay. Not the greatest 9-iron. So let's go get rid of the shank. That's not going to help our numbers. We don't need to factor in shanks to our what we're trying to do here. All right, so shank is gone. Let's go to 8. I got a question. If you had a shank, are you one of those people who are kind of lose your mind on that? Does it like mess up your game? Or is it just kind of like, oh well? Because I have a hard time dealing with that. When I hit shanks, it bothers me. 8-iron. Oh wait. Yes, we are selected on the 8-iron. Okay. Okay. Pretty good. Okay. I like it. It's a good one. We're back. Okay. No shake. Get on these hills. Okay. It's difficult not to let the demons creep in. Start getting these intrusive thoughts. I'm swinging this. Don't do this, do that. You know, that kind of stuff. Feels like I'm coming off the ball too much. Let's try not to think about that. Just got to hit 5 good ones and move on. Okay. Now, let's see. The unfortunate thing about the tiles, the data tiles on GS Pro. I don't think we see club speed. Oh, we do. Yeah. Club speed's here. I just wish club speed and ball speed were like next to each other, because I like to compare those two numbers. So it's just weird that they're split on GS Pro. Because I see that's an 8-iron at a 170 carry with, normal club speed for me. I'm like, holy shit, that is a deep 8-iron for me. But maybe it's not. That's the point of this. So we've got 3. Let's get 2 more. Okay. I think when you're doing these two, it's good to take somewhat of a break instead of just banging the balls out there, because, again, like we're kind of doing these cold bore shots when we're playing golf. And I don't really want to super dial these in with like back-to-back super dialed in, because you get a little more confident, you start swinging a little harder. And you don't play golf like that, so I don't really want to really get into swinging like that. Because again, I typically swing my club head speed, and with these clubs around 80, I start creeping up a little over that. I know that's not how I play golf. I mean, I can swing the club 90 with these, but I cannot play consistent golf like that. That's too much juice for me. We need one more good 8-iron. Okay, the pressure's on. Not terrible. Not terrible. Guys, we're not going to win majors with this. We can't win like this. We're all over the place. No, I'm just kidding. This is good golf for me, guys. I'll take it any day. All right, let's move to the 7. The 7-iron. A lot of people's favorite club, and not my favorite club. Almost shanked that one. Heel side. But we will take it. We are not going to complain with that. Okay. Like that. One thing that's kind of unfortunate is I'm kind of a heavy breather. Kind of embarrassing, but I don't know. I was in the military and I was like near burn pits and stuff, and I don't even know if that has something to do with it, but kind of a loud breather. So sorry about that. Not much I can do about that. Almost shanked that too. Just so close to that hosel. You can feel it. You can really feel it. All right. We are 3 deep with this 7-iron. I like that one. It was a pretty good one. So we are consistently left and right with this club. This is typical for me. But the left misses are the good ones because they're not too far left, and that's usually what I plan in my head is going to happen. I really like that club path. Just out to in a little bit. Close the target. I don't mind that. Because I typically am very in to out, like too much. So if I'm out to in just slightly, I don't mind that. Okay. Okay, we're back to the right. I don't know why my 7-iron is just like this. In and out. Open club face. Okay. Not my favorite club. My favorite club is that 48 degree, aka weak gap wedge. My favorite club. All right. We are going to the 6-iron. Okay. Did I push all the buttons? I did. We're on the 6-iron. Okay, we only got one more club after this, and then we're going to go over the data. Really want to hit this nice. I know that's really left, but I like that because I typically hit left with this club. And I'm typically not going at greens with this. It's pretty rare. But if I do, I'm definitely planning on a draw. It typically works out for me. Well, actually, if you saw my links video, let's see, on hole number 8, par 3, long, hit the 6-iron, and did this exact shot. Water was on the left, and it barely stayed up. So, didn't aim far enough right, but I did use this club. Ended up with this exact shot, and barely got away with the par. All right. Good, good. Honestly, I'm trying not to think about this too much. Just do my setup, hit the ball. It's real easy for me to get my head on these a little bit longer of a club. You start really overthinking all the stuff you need to do. And you do that, and it goes better. Just get up there, just get set up, hit the ball. Okay. Again, I'm taking these little miniature breaks here because real easy to get too comfortable over these. Start hitting them a little further than usual, or hitting it a little better. That's great and everything, but that's not what we're trying to do here. Okay. Probably the best one I've hit so far, like just out of all the balls. Not crazy club head speed for me, which is really good. Just a very well struck ball there. We need one more of these, and then we're going to look at the numbers here, which is, I enjoy it. All right. Good. 6-iron went pretty well. Pretty well. All right. Let's look at the numbers. What are the stock numbers? We're going to pull this up on the big screen. It's going to be hard to read a little bit, but don't worry. I will talk about it. Let's see here. So this session right here will give us all our different clubs. Now the lob is the 48. And we can kind of go through here. These are averages. You got to be careful with the averages, obviously, because it might be a little low on what you can do. Because again, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I would like, these are like smooth but firm swings. Like this is stock shots. So 6-iron, 194, 7-iron, 178, 8-iron, 168. It's a pretty good gap there. 9-iron, 152, pitching wedge, 145, lob wedge, 134, 56, 102. Not bad. I mean, honestly, like I don't mind these gaps. This is actually what I tend to play. So I'm not too far off of what I'm gaming today, compared to what we just looked at, these numbers here. Let's go from the bottom up. So 56, to the lob, that gap right there, that 102 to 134. Now, if I'm being honest with you, I don't really take 56 full. So that 100 number to the 134 number, we're comparing two different full swings that I typically don't game anyways. I will typically hit that lob wedge anywhere from 70 to that 134 number, and I will generally hit that wedge, that 56 wedge, like a 80. And what that will allow me to do is kind of like hit that high spinner kind of shot. But generally you're probably using that lob wedge / gap wedge most of the time for that range. So that gap doesn't bother me at all. And then you're probably asking what we don't have on here is a 60 degree, or I use a 58. I don't really need to dial that in here for a full swing. It's so rare for me to do that, and it's more of a feel club for me anyways, that I don't need to get on the simulator and see what the full swing is, because it's so rare. We don't need to waste time on that. Okay, so the gaps that matter here. So the lob wedge / gap wedge, again, I'm playing that probably at the 130 mark for a full swing. And then the pitching wedge, I'm generally playing that 140 for the full swing. The 9-iron, I'm playing that 150. The 8-iron, I'm usually playing that 160 to 165. And my 7-iron, I typically play it 170 to 175. And then the 6-iron, I'm probably playing that, like, even though we have an average here of 194 with five swings, I actually play that like a 190 carry to like a 180 carry. I know that's kind of a big range to drop a ball, but I mean, as I get into these longer irons, I know that when I'm on the course, I'm not comfortable enough to swing really hard with them at small targets on the green and whatnot. So I end up with like less club there, and maybe that's just like a confidence problem instead of just relying on the club to do what it's supposed to do. But anyways, I really like these. These are really great numbers in terms of the carry. I know that there's gonna be some people who are like, why are you not concerned with the total versus the carry as much? Because I'm playing these carry numbers center of the fattest green part of the green. So if you have like a weird green and it's fattest parts on the left, I'm basically aiming on the left side because it's more room for error there. But if the green was literally like a circle, I'd be aiming in the middle of the green. So spin numbers, those are fine, I think. Not super worried about that. I don't really care to look at some of these numbers independently. I think ultimately, when you get the spin numbers, and then your launch versus your descent angle and all that kind of stuff, I mean, ultimately it's gonna turn into this total distance because it's gonna, stop the ball. So, if you're looking at, like, for me, most of the time, I'm attacking a green probably with like an 8 all the way down to that gap wedge. Most of the time it's the gap wedge, and that gap wedge is like, if I'm hitting it cleanly, I'm getting plenty of spin with the downward ascent angle to stop within 5, or if I, even go to the 56, that's when I'm looking at the dart territory, as in like where the ball hits, it stops. Now you can still do that obviously with some of these other clubs, depending on the green and whatnot. But anyways, great session. Hopefully I have another video coming out sooner than later if I get to go to the course today. Got a couple things I want to consider. So anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace. Whoops, I forgot. This actually, this might be the screen that a lot of people would want to see. The thing I don't like about View, which comes with Unicore software, is for me, I cannot clearly determine, in terms of this dispersion, the left and the right, the deltas there. Like, how far off center are we with each one of these? I don't know that by just looking at this screen. I can go look at the numbers and the shots, and then I can kind of tell you what these left or right misses are. But it would be nice if it was on this screen. But anyways, this is the, I'm kind of standing in the way here. All right, these are the clubs on the left with their color coding, and then this is the gapping with the elliptical, and I can do the circle, which is kind of nice because it'll show a little bit of the overlap. Which is kind of weird if you ask me, because you end up with circle where the ball never ended up. Now, granted, if you take in like total dispersion, maybe you kind of like end up with, that's actually like the zone where the balls that you're hitting could be. So example, like we have this green circle, like none of the balls were over here, but this green circle goes all the way out here because of, the standard deviation, because of this one was way out here. So, and that's fine. It kind of shows, I think this is what you want. A bit of overlap with each club, I guess. Again, I'm not like an expert on this kind of stuff. This is just what I'm working with when I golf, right? So this is the 56, this dark blue, and then we ended up with 2 of the same color with the different wedges. So this is our lob wedge, this is this little shorter one. This is our pitching wedge. Red is our 9 iron, blue is our 8 iron, yellow is our 7, green is our 6. Did we not hit 5? We didn't even hit 5 iron. Can you believe that, guys? Okay, we're not going to do that. We're going to still end the video. Yeah, the 5 iron should have been right here in the middle. How did I miss that? Wow. Awesome. So anyways, cool. We're going to end on that. Let's just pretend like our 5 iron is perfectly in the middle of our 7 and 6, because, what am I talking about? It's after 6. Jesus. Or let's pretend like we hit our 5 iron back here, and it's perfectly perfect gapping, because we're doing pretty well with these. I'm sure the 5 is just fine too. So anyways, cool video. See you guys in the next one.